Israel Adesanya. He has never been beaten at 185 pounds.
But Alex Pereira is the boogeyman to Israel Adesanya.
Oh, my goodness.
Pereira's landed some really good shots.
Nice left hands from the challenger.
Oh, he hurt him. He hurt him bad. At the buzzer.
Not all fights need a title or excessive trash talk to be good. Sometimes you need a real-life supervillain and a superhero. The perfect cinematic story between two fighters, 120 kickboxing matches combined, and the championship belt in this story is just the cherry on top. Welcome to MMA Wired, and today we give you an insight into one of the most famous and longest rivalries in the MMA sport. They are two of the most elite strikers in the world, the fourth class between the last skybender and Poetin. So hit the like button and subscribe to our channel, and most importantly, don't forget to enjoy. To be fully aware of current events, we must go back to the past, to the Glory of Heroes promotion on April 2nd, 2016 in China.
Meu nome é Alex Pereira, meu apelido é Poitin, tenho 28 anos e sou do Brasil. Comecei nas artes marciais em 2009, sou o número 5 do mundo. I'm honored to fight in Glory of Heroes. My opponent is very tough and strong. He's one of the best in the world, but I've got my strength from my friends here. This is my home. The spirit of China will always guide me. No matter how hard it is, I will conquer it. I won't give up.
It is the place of the first showdown between the two rivals. The situation was a little different than today. Alex Pereira, the current champion, was climbing through the ranks of the kickboxing world, trying to prove himself. And Israel Adesanya at the time was considered one of the toughest fighters with 18 consecutive victories. Although less experienced, the Brazilian lost every fight against the top 10 fighters and had only 15 fights to his name. He still managed to win the battle by a close unanimous decision. It was his first win against an elite opponent. At that point, it was impossible to guess what kind of story this would unravel. Adesanya, known for his combativeness and positive perception, did not let himself be swept away by a loss. Instead, he earned 7 straight wins and qualified for the Glory tournament. While on the other hand, after the victory, things did not get better for Alex. He went on 1-1 in his next 2 fights. In the meantime, Adesanya again lost his chance for the Glory title at the mentioned tournament with a close decision. Disappointed, Israel, only 6 weeks later, again enters the battle with Pereira.
面对佩雷拉进行一场复仇之战，都是打巴西，也是本次荣耀期巴西方面选手最大的腕之一了，也就是将近有70%的这个终结结率。
This time on enemy territory. 1 year later, on March 17, 2017, in South Paulo, Pereira's home, Adesanya came in with the serious intention of avenging his defeat. In a match he completely dominated. Everyone could see how good he was with his striking against Pereira and tore him to pieces in 2 rounds. Pereira gets a standing count near the end of the second round due to the precise and heavy combos sent by Israel, who believes that the end of the fight is near. Saved by the bell, Pereira got a hold of himself in the 3rd round and increased the pressure on his opponent. Overcoming him with combinations, Adesanya was right. The fight's end was near, but he wasn't the one who passed the finish line. To everyone's shock, Pereira ends the match with a knockout with his notorious weapon, the left hook, and Adesanya is knocked out cold for the first time in his career.
但是裁判对这个佩雷拉的边角表示非常的不满意。对，毕竟在我没有判定之前，你们是不允许进入这个擂台边角。这是一场。
Pereira believed that he was now mentally ahead of Adesanya. 1 decision win and 1 knockout win were more than enough to fuel his confidence. Adesanya was angry with himself. He stated that he betrayed his fighting style in thoughtless desire to finish off his opponent and avenge his defeat. He didn't do what he does best, dismembering his opponent piece by piece. He let things get to his head, and after this knockout, it's safe to say that Alex Pereira lives in his head. The bad blood was heated up for these two, but their next clash had to wait a little longer. Former Glory title challenger and first-class world kickboxer Israel Adesanya made his professional MMA debut in 2012, winning by TKO, returning to the octagon after 3 years with a TKO victory. He extended his record to 8-0. He won the AFC Middleweight Championship and the Hex Fight Series Middleweight Championship. and in 2017, he signed a contract with the UFC. He continued to compete successfully on his way to the UFC title. The ultimate striker, with incredible speed and takedown defense, took the middleweight division by storm, fighting Kelvin Gastelum for the interim middleweight belt in a Fight of the Year main event, and later unifying the championship belt against the Reaper, Robert Whittaker, on October 6, 2019. He was defeated in the division, with many notable wins against Marvin Vettori, Paulo Costa, Derek Brunson, Brad Tavares, and Yoel Romero. Israel cemented his name in the middleweight domain by becoming a dominant and active champion, defending his title over and over again against the top contenders, sitting comfortably on his throne until the arrival of his greatest enemy. At the same time, Alex Pereira followed in his footsteps, from kickboxing to the MMA world. He started with his MMA debut in 2015, but with a defeat by submission. This was his only defeat. After that, he won a series of knockouts. In October 2020, he signed a contract with Legacy Fighting Alliance, where he celebrated again with a knockout on his debut against Thomas Powell.
At all times, my commands: protect yourself at all times, fight hard, touch them now if you're going to. Let's go to war.
Pereira's murderous left has already become widely known. On September 3, 2021, Pereira signed with the UFC. He won his debut 1 month later via TKO in round 2 against Andreas Mihaldias. He was awarded Performance of the Night.
With all the clinch and the grab.
He proceeded to win in his next fights, outstriking Bruno Silva and knocking out Sean Strickland in the first round, earning a Performance of the Night bonus and launching himself into the title contention fight. Finally, after 4 years, the two elite middleweight strikers stood across from each other on a different battlefield in a slightly different spot, both ready and hungry with the title on the line. Self-confidence was over the roof for both of these men. They were ready to kill, and they were ready to die. Alex opened the fight aggressively. They were trading leg shots and punches with a little dose of clinching. The fight was going well for Izzy, who managed to rock Alex at the end of the first round, only to be interrupted by the bell.
Huge right and left at the end of the round.
Around here. Catches him right where the ear.
The long-awaited fight did not disappoint at all. Both figures went back and forth. These two top strikers also showed us their wrestling skills. The fourth round started with a slow pace. Both men were visibly tired, but nowhere near finished. But in the fifth round, Alex put pressure on Izzy again, backing him up the cage and closing the distance. He saw an opportunity to flash him with his lethal left hand, rocking Israel. After that, only a few punches were necessary, and the referee waved it off.
With an immediate protest.
Yeah, I mean, he's a champion. I can see why he's protesting.
Joe, look
but
how short that hook is.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Look at how short that left hook is.
That power is beautiful.
This dude is crazy.
Look, there's no doubt. He was
Alex Pereira, the new champion of the middleweight division, becoming the champion after only 1 year in the UFC. First one to dethrone the middleweight king, beating him for the third time and earning the Performance of the Night award. An immediate rematch is scheduled on April 8, 2023. Israel, without a doubt, after his active and high-quality reign, deserves a rematch. Relentless in his quest for revenge, Izzy does not give up and has no intention of doing so. He is no less determined to defeat Alex. After everything we've seen, Israel is not a character to be written off. On the other hand, Pereira is very dangerous for Adesanya and everyone else. He gets stronger mentally after every victory and has a huge advantage over the former champion. Regardless of the result, both men can serve as an inspiration to all. Alex's mental strength and Izzy's refusal to give up are promising fireworks for the fifth time.